Yo Flurfs, yes, Execrate is at it again. The guy seems to have an issue with God creating a stationary earth. Well, we're going to go through it and see this guy doesn't understand how to read things for the words and their meanings. He does use the Blue Letter Bible for the Strongs, which I really highly applaud. Problem is, he writes things like stationary in, with not understanding the context and the scriptural references like the words immovable, fixed. Hey, maybe we can show him how to use the Strongs in the correct manner. Stay tuned.
It's not how you translate it, that's what it says.
Sure.
If you are honest with yourself, you would agree with that, even if you don't believe in the Bible. That's what it teaches. That's why I look at people like an Execrate, not from Deltarts. He reads stationary, the word stationary, and says that's not what it means in the Bible. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not how you translate it, that's what it says.
Sure.
If you are honest with yourself, you would agree with that, even if you don't believe in the Bible. That's what it teaches.
See what I mean? Typing stationary and say it picks up no references for stationary in the King James Version. Well, I've decided to look for the root word for stationary in Hebrew, and well, let's look at the translations of stationary in the Hebrew context. Stable, steady, immobile, set, settled, stationary. Let's look at some more. Constant, permanent, fixed, regular, set, stationary. Or how about stationary, immovable, static? I think that makes it very clear. Now I think I'm just going to maybe work with 3 verses because we don't need to go through so much verses. You only need 1 verse to show that this guy is wrong. And well, I have been showing him this Psalms 104 for a while, so we'll go to that one first. Psalms 104 verse 5. I really love this because it really says it out straight. King James Version. Who laid the foundations of the earth? This is very clear. Talking about God here. That it should not be removed forever. Wow, that's brilliant. Or how about the ESV? He has set the earth on its foundations, so that it should never be moved. Or the New Life Living Translation. You placed the world on its foundations, so it would never be moved. Sounds very stationary to me. Message. You set earth on a firm foundation, so that nothing can shake it, ever. CSB. He established the earth on its foundations. It shall never be shaken. Now, the interesting thing about this, I decided let's go to the Blue Letter Bible, just like he did. Except we're not going to do the rudimentary, let's type keywords in. Remember, when it comes to translations and Hebrew root word meanings, there's more than one word to explain something. Yeah, you have to look at what is a foundation? What is the earth? Let's go to the Strongs. This is the Strongs for fixed place. Now, remember, this was based on Psalms 104 verse 5. Okay? Who laid the foundations? The H4349. Okay? This is for foundations.
Strong's H4349. Machon.
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 Yeah, you heard that. Machon. Okay, and what does Machon say? Now remember, this is for foundations. Okay? God laid the foundations of the earth. Fixed. Yeah. Or an established place. Foundation. Fixed place. Foundation. Let's see. What does it stand there? Fixed. Is that word fixed? So in other words, it's stationary, Execrate. The Bible is literally saying the earth is immovable, it's stationary. Let's move on to Psalm 75 verse 3, just because it's beautiful as well. When the earth and all its people quake, it is I who held the pillars firm. Remember that word firm and pillars. Anyway, let's look at the different translations. King James Version. The earth and all its inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. Selah. ESV. When the earth totters, remember totters means moving, and all its inhabitants, it's everybody on earth, it is I who keep steady the pillars. So God keeps steady the pillars of the earth. Remember when you look at Hebrew cosmology, the pillars is what holds the foundations. It's the foundations. Remember, the earth is God's footstool. NLT. When the earth quakes and its people live in turmoil, I am the one who keeps its foundations firm. Interlude. Message Bible. When the earth goes topsy-turvy and nobody knows which end is up, I nail it down. I put everything in its place again. CSB. When the earth and all its inhabitants shake, I am the one who steadies its pillars. Selah. Now, let's move to the next Strong's Concordance. This is for the root words for earth. Okay? Eretz.
Strong's H 776. Eretz.
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 Eretz, meaning earth. Now, as far as I know, when you read the word earth, it's the ground, you know? You stay on earth. What does the root word of eretz mean in etymology? To be firm. So if God laid the earth firm on its foundations, immovable, fixed, that means no movement, Execrate. That means stationary, Execrate. Nobody can make this any clearer to you. Your biasness of having to be a cult Daltardian does not change the fact the Bible, which you claim to hold so dear, teaches the earth not to be moving. Now you either accept the reality that it's not moving because that's what God teaches us to be, or you call God a liar. Your choice, mate. Let's move on to Chronicles, because this is just beautiful. Chronicles 16:30. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that is not be moved. Let's look at the concordance for to be firm, to be stable, to be established. Kuhn.
Strong's H 3559. Kuhn.
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 And what does kuhn mean? Okay. To be set up, be established, be fixed. Let's look at the words again. Fixed. Okay, let's go back. Make ready, prepare, provide, direct towards. Okay, establish, be fastened. To set up, establish. To fix. All we're seeing so far is stationary. You get this, Execrate. Translation for stationary in Hebrew. Stable, steady, immobile, set, settled, stationary. Constant, permanent, fixed, regular, set, stationary. Stationary, immovable, static. So, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, Execrate. But it's time you take what you're putting into practice at heart. Are you going to call God a liar? Or are you going to call the cult you belong to, the Daltards, a liar? I, for one, rather take what the Bible says when it says,
Indeed, let God be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that you may be justified in your words and may overcome when you are judged.
So I'm praying for you, mate. I pray that you're seeing you're being misled by a cultic Mason. Yes. if you just look at Dell and all his, how can I put it, occultish signs and tattoos and everything he stands by, the guy is literally a walking pagan occult lamppost. What can I say other than get right, mate, before it's too late?